Good morning students, I hope you are good. So today we are going to study about metals and non-metals. In previous class, 9th standard, you already studied about the various kinds of elements, and you know that all those elements can be classified on the basis of physical properties like metals and non-metals. The metals can be classified as a metals and non-metal on the basis of physical properties. On the basis of physical properties. Let us learn the first physical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical properties of metals and non-metals. So the elements can easily classify or easily identify the metals and non-metals on the basis of physical properties. First you take copper, zinc, aluminium and silver. What are the metals are required in our ore? What are the metals are required in our ore? Take all those metals things. What is that? Copper, zinc, aluminium and then silver. So take those metals one by one and clean the surface by using with sandpaper and by using this sandpaper rub thoroughly one by one samples. Rub thoroughly one by one sample. If the metals are shining, if the metals are pure, they have shining in nature. If the metals are pure, they have shining in nature. That property is called as metallic luster. That property is called as metallic luster. The metals are pure, they have a shiny property that we call it as metallic luster. And the next property, take a few samples of copper, iron, silver or aluminium and cut into these metals by using with sharp knife and note your observation. So you will find the metals are very hard. The metals are very hard and the hardness is vary from one metal to the another metal. The hardness is vary from one metal to the another metal. So next property is hard. The metals are very hard. And the next property is, you already know that the metals can be beaten into a thin sheet. The metals can be beaten into a thin sheet. That property will call it as malleability. Malleability. The metals can be beaten into a thin sheet is called as malleability. For examples, when we beaten the metals again and again, they get form a thin sheet. Thin sheet form that property we call it as malleability. Examples of this one is gold and silver. And the next property, the ability of metal can be drawn into a wire. They can be drawn into a thin wire. That property we call it as ductility. That property we call it as ductility. The ability of metal can be drawn into a thin wire. That property we call it as ductility. So examples of this, gold is a ductile ductile metal, and then the metal of 2 kilometer length of the 1 gram gold. 1 gram gold na ನಾವು 2 kilometer ಅಷ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ thin wire ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು because of ductility property. So the gold is a malleable and ductile metal. It can be beaten into a thin sheet and it can be drawn into a thin wire. So can you imagine why you use the aluminium and copper utensils in your kitchen? Can you imagine? And why those utensils or those metals can be used for making utensils? I explain that. Take a copper and aluminium metal and fix into a stand. Take a copper wire and aluminium wire and fix into a stand and fix a pin in free end of the other side wire by using wax. Wax na use ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು copper and aluminium wire. This is wax and this one is small pin. Fixed by using a wax and heat this wire by using a burner or spirit lamp. Spirit lamp ಅಥವಾ burner ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆ ವೈರನ್ನ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. And note your observation. What you observe? After some time, the wax get melting. After some time, the wax get melting. This shows that metals have a high melting point and it conducts heat. What next? Metals conduct heat and they have a high melting point. It conducts heat and have high melting point. Conducts heat and melting point. ನೀವು ನಾನು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ? Yes. Next is take a 2 types of metals and fix like this. This is a battery, and this one is bulb, and then switch, and fix these with the metal. So take 2 kinds of metals and connect these metals with each other. The bulb get glows. This shows that metals conduct electricity. Metal conducts electricity. You must have seen the wires that carries the currents in your home and coating with by PVC. ಸೊ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ವೈರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ PVC they have a metal. Inside the PVC there is a metal. And next, what happens when metals are striken into a hard substance? When metals are striken into a hard substance. Hard substance ಮೇಲೆ metals ಅನ್ನು strike ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? When metals are striken into a hard substance, they produce large sound and making sonaras. That is also another property. Metals are sonaras. And next class we will study about the the physical properties of non